Hey guys, it's Elizabeth here from Neverland Creative, and today I'm going to be going through my process for week 4 of 2018. So here I am just cutting out all of the photos that I have for this spread. I didn't actually end up with a lot of photos for this week. I believe I have 3 4x6s, 2 3x4s, and a couple of 3x3 squares that I printed out, and that was it. So I have a lot of room on this layout to kind of work with some white space and work with some filler cards, and I really enjoyed how that ended up. So here I am just trying to figure out where I want these photos chronologically. I do kind of go from Monday to Sunday night in my spread, but it's not a hard and fast rule. Pretty much whatever just looks the best is the way that I go, but I do try to kind of keep a time continuum. So here I am just going through all of the cards and the embellishments from Ali Edwards' Detail Story Kit. I don't remember which month that was, but it was a kit in 2017. And I don't end up using any of the Project Life cards from that kit, but I do end up using the embellishments. So that the Details card and the Remember Wood Veneer is what I am going to end up with for my title card, although I am going to change the background card to that black and white, the black and white card that you see right there. And it's about this time that I realize just how much space I have left. So I end up turning to the one thing that I know I want on my spread, which are these 3x4 kind of Polaroid looking cards. I just created some 3x4 rectangles in Photoshop, added a journaling spot to the last 1 inch of the card, and I'm just adhering those photos onto the cards. So as you can see, I just continue doing that, and if you notice the post-it on that photo of the weather right there, that's because it shares my husband's current location, and because he is on deployment and everything like that, I don't really want to share that with everyone on YouTube, so there's a post-it note over it. So right now I'm going to adhere that This Story wood veneer onto that one 3x4 card, and that card is actually all about watching videos with my husband. We found a website that allows you to kind of share your screen, so that's been really fun, and I just adhered that with Martha Stewart's glue pen, and that works really well. And I kind of wanted to create a visual triangle with those wood veneers, so I am going to use the Remember and Currently wood veneers as well as the This Story one. And I'm just trying to decide what I want to do with all of this space that I have on my layout. I haven't really had that problem in my previous layouts. Usually I have more photos or I have more journaling or something like that, but this was a pretty slow week. So I have a lot of extra space and I'm kind of thrown, to be honest. But I end up really loving what I ended up doing. So right now I'm just adding the photos that I kind of know where I want them to go back into the layout. I do end up kind of moving them around, and as you can see, I did trim that photo of my daughter right there. And if you can see, I actually stamped on some of the photos. I actually stamped on the photo of my husband and the photo of my daughter, and I end up not really loving how that looked, but instead of reprinting those photos, I just either left them or added alpha stickers on top of them. So now I'm moving on to that Currently wood veneer. As I said, I'm using the Martha Stewart glue pen to adhere those down, and it seems like it's working. I'm not sure exactly how they will hold up to time, but currently they're keeping the wood veneers in place. I am going to go to my title card design, and I am just using those tiny text alphas from Blvd in a variety of pinks and red to spell out January, I believe it's 22nd to 28th, yes. So I'm just using the large light pink alphas to spell out Jan for January, and then the red to spell out 22, and then the hot pink for 28. And I end up carrying some of those alphas into the rest of the spread, and I really like that. Even though this is the last week of January and it's not even February yet, I really embraced the Valentine's theme that this spread has going on. I have a lot of pinks in the pictures, and I just decided to run with that. And even though it wasn't technically a Valentine's Day spread, I was working on my Valentine's Day care package for my husband, so it was very Valentine's-y for me. So here I am, and I'm getting ready to adhere that details card down onto my title card, and then I'm just adhering that Remember wood veneer onto the very top. And I realize right now that it really isn't straight, that card, but I do end up kind of fixing it later on. There we are. And somehow during that process, the Remember, that little part of the R actually broke off. So I'm just adhering that with my glue pen and putting it back with tweezers, and you would never actually know that it's split apart. So I'm really happy about that, because what is an R without its tail? So there's my title card all finished, and I have 4 3x4 pockets that I don't have anything for, so right now I'm just looking at them, and I decided to add a little bit of those pink alphas to the card with the cookies on them, and I decided to spell out yum, and then I end up going back and actually adding so yum in both the hot pink and the light pink. I did struggle with these alphas a little bit. They're kind of old, so they don't stick the greatest, but when they do stick, they stick really well. So I end up actually trying to get those up, and I had to re-stick them and everything like that, and ended up being kind of a big mess. So I'm just taking that Today's Goals sheet from the Change Story Kit, which was January's story kit, and also one of the heart sticky notes from December's For the Love kit, both of those from Ellie Edwards. And I knew that I wanted to add something to that heart sticky note, so I'm just trying to go through all of my kits. I thought maybe I would use one of those chipboard hearts that come from the February Stories by the Month kit, but I really didn't want to introduce yet another type of embellishment. I already had the wood veneer, and I kind of wanted to stick with that. So I'm just going on and looking through the Stories by the Month cards, and I decided to keep that All of Me Loves All of You card, because there was a lot of talk about love going on during this particular week. And I end up actually putting that Today's Goals card in between that photo of my husband and my daughter, and talking about my husband's workout schedule and everything like that. Here I am going to use those hot pink alphas to spell out the so that card now says so yum, because in all honesty, those cookies were very much so yum. They were delicious. And I sent some of them to my husband in his care package. As you can see, I had stamped on that one photo of my daughter, and that stamp said love, and I really didn't like the look of it. I felt like the black ink kind of just blended into the photo in parts and then really stuck out in the other ones, and you couldn't really read it. So I ended up using these pink alphas to kind of cover it up. It didn't cover it up perfectly, but I actually end up adding the word you in those hot pink letters, and so it says love you, which worked out a little better. Again, it's not perfect, but it doesn't really bother me all that much that you can kind of see the black stamping underneath. I'm pretty nonchalant when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I decided that for that heart sticky note, I wanted to have some kind of a backing. At first I was thinking I was going to do some sequins or something and make that a see-through pocket, but then I looked at my desk and saw this really pretty gold stripes transparency, so I decided to use that as my backing for this sticky note card, and I actually ended up getting a stain on the sticky note, so I took it up and just used another one. I love when Allie includes a bunch of the same design in her kits, because if you make a mistake, you can just grab another one and go on your way. So for the Today's Goals card, I actually wrote a little bit about how my husband has been really working out and trying to get into shape while he's been deployed, and how his love of working out has kind of spurred me on to try to work out a little bit more. And I'm doing Allie's technique of underlining all of my journaling after I write everything down, and I really like how that looks. Usually I'm not a fan of my own writing, but I think it actually really works for this particular layout. Alright, so as you can see, this is my week 4 completed, and it turned out to be very Valentine's Day themed. I had a lot of photos that had pink in them, so I used a combination of the February Stories by the Month kit, as well as a few things from the Details kit. These wooden words are from Details, this card is from Details. This heart is actually from the For the Love story kit, which is December story kit. And I wanted to make sure that I had a lot of white space. So for the journaling for each of these individual cards, I actually just printed them out on 3x4 pieces of paper and adhered the photos on top of them, which I really like. I think I'm going to try doing that a little more. And as you can see, I actually did a combination of typewritten font and my own handwriting, which usually I'm kind of about my own handwriting, but today I decided to give it a try, and I actually really like the way that it looks. So there you have it. This is week 4 for my 2018 project life. Thanks so much for watching the process video, and if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more content like this. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye.